Well, hi, and welcome to Glitch 2600. Who am I? I'm Glitch, or Brian, aka Glitch, your friendly host through all things geekery, and you're here for a Glitch Byte, which I just now noticed that the camera is a little bit on this one, so we're gonna actually start over. Maybe not. We'll keep it going. When in doubt, we can always brighten this up with just a little bit on the back here. We'll go with a little dark. Sorry, it's a little dark, you guys. I set the camera and didn't come back and reset it for this scenario. So that's where we're at. Regardless, you still be able to see and hear okay. I'm rocking my live happens with Ecamm, but you're here, like I said, for a Glitch Byte. That's where we do tips and tricks, normally that you can consume in about under 10 to 15 minutes. This one's going to be pretty quick and easy because we're talking about the PavoBulb 10C. So that's this little fun puppy. There we go. Let's hold it right side up. We're going to go ahead and open that up. I actually picked up two of these. You can see a link in the description where we cover where you can go buy all these and all that fun stuff. But let's just get this thing unboxed and open. Normally I do an overhead cam shot, but this thing's so small that it's pretty easy just to do right here. So you just open it up like so. And if we pull out, you got the actual bulb, you got a set of instructions, and then a USB-C or USB-A to USB-C cable, all nice and braided. You can see that in there. At least that's bright enough for you. But with that, that's what we have in here. We'll throw that to the side. And then we've got the actual bulb. And the bulb looks kind of like your normal Edison bulb, other than the fact it has this USB port on the side. And then some buttons that the first one says dim, next one mode, and then CT hue. So this is what we got, and we have two of these now because I went out and bought two for some specific reasons. But why this is great, this thing is full color. You know, it's an RGB. You can do hues and fun stuff. You can control your color in saturation. So if you're doing video work, it works really good as a practical light. So with that, that means we can replace in lamps and kind of make a little bit more control where we can dim that up and down. We can change the temperature to mix with our main lights. We can do a lot of cool things like that. And along with adding effect and doing some neat stuff, especially since it plugs in here. The other cool thing, though, is if you have using their little cord, or you can use another, this is just a GoPro cord I have. If I plug this in to USB-C and then grab a power bank, we can plug these in together, power up the power bank, especially if we do that. There we go. Power up. Come on. So I've done this a million times and it was fine. Go to do it live and it doesn't want to power up. It's giving me the blink. Which normally you can put these on a power bank and they'll power up. I've got a whole thing where I did a mini shoot with this thing running. So it's probably just my power bank acting up. Might be a little low on power. Yeah, but that's okay. It's purely for demonstration. Normally it powers up just fine. So it's just that thing being finicky. But that's one way you can do it. And that's great. Or you can just put it in a lamp. The cool thing is they sell some other accessories. So you can get this little magnetic base from them, which is also the link in the description. If we open that up, it comes with just a couple things. The box is small, but it comes with this base, which is just your normal Edison bulb plug, but then it has this nice little thing on the back, along with being magnetic. So if I were to take this, it can stick back there and bring it back. It also comes with this cable. So if I undo this and plug it into power right, there we go. Right here. So we'll take that, plug that in, plug this in. We can turn this on and get some light. So if I hit the dim, we go through 5 different settings, off, low, high, all the way up until it turns off. Additionally, we can hit mode and switch between color. So you can kind of see that. And if I hit some hues, it will, you can kind of see more on me. It'll change colors. We can still dim it and change a few other sets, but it'll go through some standard ones. If we go back to mode, if I hit this hue on the side, it'll actually just switch between warm tones. So you can kind of see how that goes through there. So having said that, this is a nice little tool there to power it up, because if I pulled this off, I can stick it, and have a cord coming off, but there's a few things I can do with it. But you're going, well, what if I don't want that cord? We're going to leave that light here. In fact, we might just, so it adds a little bit of light to this scene. They sell another product, which is the NPF adapter, which the link is in the description. We open this puppy up. Comes with instructions, just like the others, although there's not much needed for instructions, because this is what it looks like. Has a section for a battery, has a section that can plug down into this, and I'll show you that, and then it has a little kind of dummy spot on the top for the Edison bulb. So if I were to take this and screw it in here, we go like that. There's a spot for this to plug in. That's the only part you got to kind of finagle around. Get that little USB in there. But now there's no power to it. So let's take a battery. Put it in the right side up. Pop it in, and look. Completely wireless power now. I can light myself, add some light to the scene. Dim it up just a little bit more. Be good. But now, if I take this and pull the power from it, I can screw this onto the bottom, especially if I don't knock everything down. Take it, and there you go. It's actually a super strong magnet. It's just on a round surface, so I was trying to stop it from spinning around. But you can see really quick with this what we can do by popping this up in a scene. We can pop it out of the scene, where you can just barely see it now. If I had something right here to pop that on, it can sit on a desk and still hold it and just kind of sit. Like I have it right here to the side. And I can just have it there for some light fill. Now, on top of that, they do sell this little controller. It's very simple. It's also in the description. If I open that up, this is extremely simple. It's just a suction cup, and then that's on there. You can see how this moves to cantilever this open and closed. That controls the light coming off of it. So if this was, let's say, a lamp, and up inside a lamp, you can kind of see it's on me right now. If I go like that, you can see I can kind of, let's say this was shining on me, I can control how much light is hitting me. The same thing would be for a bounce. If I open this up, a little bit more will get through, and then a little less, or a little bit more will bounce down if this was up in a lamp. Maybe I want to control how much is coming out of the top of the lamp so it doesn't bounce off a ceiling or off another colored surface. I can put that on top of that inside the lampshade and control it, or give it a little bit more directionality, because I can stick it other spots on here. But even if it's in front of me, it's more of a shade where I can control that in and out with this little unit. Now, one thing I don't have, and they do sell, is there's a control unit you can get that's called the Nanlite, I'm looking at it right now, Control Bank Lithium Ion Pack. And that will plug in, and it has a battery pack. So it's basically this plus an LED screen that gives you control. So if I were to go like this, you can kind of see it right there. Oh. So it's a little pack, and it has this little LED screen on there, and it allows you to see stuff on it, because that's one downside you'll notice with this setup is that there's no screen on there. So how are you supposed to know your firmware? How are you supposed to know stuff like that? Well, that's where this little control unit could be really useful. So that's probably something I might be adding to a future purchase. We'll see. Hopefully you guys heard me. Yep. Oh, there we go. I might be adding that in a future purchase. But as we look at it, that's basically what this does. You can control it through. Now, if you have the Nanlite app, this thing has Bluetooth and wireless technology on it, where you can tie it into the app. And just like everything else, if you go back and look at some of my other Nanlite videos where I showed the app, it can show up there, be a group, and you can have more granular control. Instead of just hitting these buttons on the side and getting 6 levels, you can have that full 0 through 100%, the full color range, the full warmth and coolness range through there, and put them in groups together and control a whole bank of them together. Additionally, I wish in the app it told you what the firmware was on there, because that would save a little bit of time. But if I power this down, that's where we'll show you how to do the firmware updates. So if you go to Nanlite's website, they have their firmware updates on the sheet, and you just download it and put it onto a USB, better if it's USB 2. So this one came with one of the other control units I got from them. It came with this little adapter. So any USB to USB-C adapter, just keep in mind the SanDisk USB 3 doesn't work all that well. And in their instructions, they talk about it. It needs to be formatted as FAT or exFAT. The lower the version, the better. But then we just pop it in here, and they have a set of instructions. So let me grab the power. We'll get this plugged in. Again, sorry for the darkness. That's what I get for not looking at the screen beforehand. If we get this on there, so power back up. It should recognize what's in here. Because you just move the UPD file to it. And then the first thing, when the bulb is on there, I'm reading the instructions. Insert the USB drive into the fixture. Press and hold the mode button for no more than 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3. When the fixture starts flashing blue, long press the dim and CT HSI buttons at the same time for no less than 3 seconds to start the firmware. 2, 3. It says the bulb will flash green when the firmware has been successfully upgraded. So we'll see, we'll let this kind of go through there. It's just going to probably, there we go. Now that's flashing green, it's been upgraded, it goes back to normal operation. And so you can pull this out, and now it's been firmware updated to the latest, greatest firmware. So again, we pull this from another. So I'm going to set that one to the side and grab this other one that I have. Again, the steps. You just plug this in, and this works the same for their new T7 or T8, whatever that one's called, and we'll be doing a review on that soon. But you press and hold the mode. It'll go blue. Once that's doing, we'll hold this down, these 2 buttons, the 2 outside buttons. So you hold the middle button for 3 seconds. Then you hold the 2 outside for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and release. And then it should go and start firmware updating. So that's where it starts doing a slower blue blink. Then once it goes green, we know that it went successfully, and then it'll return to normal operation. So that's how this works. And just kind of a quick review of it. You just pull that out, and now it's running again. So like I said, this is a pretty neat little unit, really practical when you have two, especially for practical lights inside. You can use it to pop stuff up out of the way to bring a little bit more light if you forgot to light your scene well, like I, kind of did. So bring it up around here, get a little bit more light going on. But it gives a lot of versatility because it's so small. Same thing if you have like track lights, you can pop them up into a track light, which is one of the uses I might be using for it, and use it for a more powerful version of like a Philips Hue bulb, where it's more friendly for video and photography, but still giving me a level of control. Now, these are $79. They do sell them in 4 packs that come with these accessories, and then they have a bigger pack and it comes with a case and everything. If you don't need all of those and you just need 1 or 2 of these adapters, then you can buy them individually and it'll be a little bit cheaper. But if you're trying to figure out the discrepancy between that single and 4 price, and you go, oh, $79 times 4, why are they charging more? That's because it comes with, if I remember right, at least 2 of these, I think a control panel, a bunch of different stuff right out of the gate, along with the battery module, if I remember right. But that battery module is a really cool piece to have. I'm really excited for that because I can pop it up behind, put it behind a table, a desk, anything like that, just like one of my Pavo tubes. But now I can keep my Pavo tubes doing some other better lighting scenarios. So that's a quick overview of that. Now, before we go, I'm going to remind you guys that if I hit this button, if you like this info, you can like and subscribe. We're going to be doing some more Rodecaster Pro 2 videos here soon. We're going to have a few more unboxing and a few more things going on here. Before we get back to our normal tips and tricks, we'll also be doing our happy hour again. We have a little unveil coming there that hopefully you'll enjoy. But aside from that, I did want to show you, it's if you're wondering what I use to do all the stuff to pop up on the screen and do that, if there was chats, I could pop it up there if people said hi and all that. I'm using a piece of software called Ecamm. And I love Ecamm. Ecamm is great, gives me a ton of control. Just to kind of show you live demo mode here, you can kind of see the screen of what my screen looks like on the back end now. So we have interview mode, comments, overlays, all sorts of cool stuff in here. So going back to normal, this is the software I use. They're the ones that make the live happens. I have a link down below that'll get you in there, but just for July, for anyone, if you use the code July30, you get 30% off. If I remember, it's 30% for life, but don't quote me on there, it should say. But 30% off. It's already an extremely affordable piece of software, but if you were wanting to get into streaming or if you're doing podcasting, what's great is this, it has ISO recording and can be super useful for that. But I just want to spell that out there. Go ahead and use that link if you want to download it. Use that code July 30 to get 30% off. But I did want to show, I ordered some stuff from them. So I ordered this shirt, and then I ordered a really cool mug from them that I wanted to show. That's the same thing, says live happens with the Ecamm logo and the bright orange, which I find is awesome. But I was so discouraged when it came in, and not because of them, but my shipping people, because it came in, and if I close this, you'll see the fun thing where it says fragile, handle with care. And then you can see how this happened. It's almost like someone kicked it in. Luckily, the people at Ecamm and their printers that take care of all this are so smart and amazing that they put the mug in another box, had stuff inside there, and so it handled being kicked around. So if you're going to order merchandise from anywhere, they've got some cool stuff there, and just know it looks like everything's going to arrive just fine as everything I've ever ordered from them. So just wanted to share that in there. So you'll see my cool new mug and my cool new shirt on some of these, and we'll have better lighting next time because I'll turn up the ISO on my camera. So if you have any questions, concerns, stuff like that on here, feel free to comment. If you have questions in general, we'll be here and we're happy to help. So again, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again soon. All right, bye.